Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Today we are going to learn about how to configure the BP. Business partner is nothing but a vendor. Now the concept of BP was introduced in SAP S4 HANA. Okay, so we need to go ahead and do BP configuration for creating a vendor. In previous version before S4 HANA, we were doing in ECC. It was a straightforward configuration where we define the account groups, we define the number range, we assign the account groups to the number range, and then we go ahead, create tolerance groups, and then we'll create the new vendor. Here we need to create a vendor because a vendor can be our customer, he can be our landlord, he can be our tenant, he can be our consulting service consultant. He can play any role as mentioned. So we are going to create a vendor with BP role. Okay. Now in this scenario, we are creating three different account groups. One to capture the vendors who are within the state of Karnataka. Okay. We'll club them and put it into one group called as domestic vendors. We'll club all the vendors who are outside of Karnataka but within India. We club all these vendors into national vendors and group it and put it in national vendors. All the vendors who are outside of India, we can put all these vendors in account group called as international vendors. Understood? Now we can go ahead and start the configuration. There are totally 7 steps to configure this. How many? There are totally 7 steps to configure this. It's a very easy configuration. Need to be cool while doing this configuration. That's all. It's a simple configuration. I think people who are configuring this are who are working on SAP S4 HANA, they are familiar with this screens and everything. Okay, right. So what is the first step that we are doing? Keep in back of your mind that we are going to create 3 different account groups. All vendors within Karnataka will be grouped in domestic account groups. All the vendors outside of Karnataka and within India will be grouped as national vendors. Okay, all the vendors who are outside of India will be clubbed under international account group, international group. Okay, what are the different steps that we are going to do? First, we need to create vendor account groups. So this is the path. This is the path. This is the path where you are going to configure. Use this path to configure these account groups. Here we are going to create 3 account groups. One is domestic, one is national, one is international. Okay. Then how many account groups we have? We have created 3 account groups. According to your account groups, if you need to assign different number ranges to different account groups so that it can be easily recognized by account group as well as number range. Think we are assigning number range 1 to 1000 to domestic vendors. So whenever you find a vendor having a number between 1 and 1000, you can easily recognize and tell that it is a domestic vendor. So we are grouping it and assigning different number ranges. So we have created 3 account groups. So we need to create 3 number ranges and then assign account groups to number ranges to account groups. Okay, I'll show you the example how to configure and how to do this. After this is done, this is for the vendor. Now we have to go to the BP role and we have to create some 4 configuration steps. For BP, we need to do the same thing. We need to create a number range for BP. Okay, BP. This is the path. What is the path? Display IMG, cross application component, SAP business partner, SAP basic settings, number range and grouping, define number range. Then this is the first step, what we are doing to configure the BP. Then define grouping and assign number ranges to BP. This is the path. There is no T code. Okay, use the path. It is better. Okay, then we are going to define the grouping and assign the number ranges for only BP. Okay, then here whatever we have created in the first three steps and the next three steps, we are going to integrate them. We are going to directly relate them. Why we are going to relate them? We are going to relate them because as per our criteria, whatever BP number the system is generating, the same number should be assigned to the vendor. Okay, the system will understand only what number should be generated and what number should be allocated to business partners or vendors. When we tell the system that you need to assign the same BP number to the vendor or vendor number to the BP, then the system will understand and work as per our configuration. So what we are doing here, assignment for direction BP to vendor. We are assigning number range direction from BP to vendor. Whatever number is generated for BP, the same number will be allocated to the vendor. Then after this last step, then we can go ahead and create a vendor. What is the T code for creating a vendor or business partner? It is BP. Okay. We should go ahead in the system and start the configuration. Right. We are on the system. What is that we are creating now? We are creating a number range for vendor account groups, or we are creating number range for a vendor account groups. How many account groups we need to create? We need to create 3 account groups. For these 3 account groups, we are creating 3 different number ranges. Okay. Okay. Then we need to go to, as you know, SPRO, enter, click on SAP reference IMG. Now we need to go and configure what? You can start configuring the number range or start configuring the account groups. It is not an issue. Whichever you do early, it is no problem for the system. Okay. Here, go here. We are on display IMG screen. Okay. Go to financial accounting. ARAP. Where is ARAP? Accounts receivable, accounts payable, vendor accounts, master data, preparation for creating vendor master data. Go ahead. Define account groups. Define account groups with screen layout vendor. As you know, you're familiar with this. Just click on this icon, watch icon. It will go to the configure screen. You can do the configuration. You are on this screen here. You can use the T code OBD3 also. If you are familiar with T codes, you can use the T code OBD3, or else you can come by path also. Click on new entries. We are creating 3 new entries. Okay. ZUL1. Okay. What is this? Domestic vendors. We'll keep this domestic vendors. We'll keep this as domestic vendor. This is the description. For which company code it is? It is for YUS8. A company code is already existing by name YUS. Okay. Right. If you want to keep this recon account as mandatory, you can go on, click the company code segment and define it. Okay, go to account groups, recon account required, click on save. Okay, now you have created one group called as ZUL1. ZUL1 is what? Domestic vendors. Okay, now click on this arrow for next entry. No need to go out of the screen and get here because new entries icon or button is not appearing here. It will not appear. GUZUZUL2. It is national vendors. It is for company code. Make recon account as mandatory. So click on this segment, company code segment. Click on account management. Select required entry and click on save. Now you have created the second vendor account groups. Go for the next entry. Need to create another one. Okay. International vendor for company code Yusuf. What we need to do? We need to keep recon account as mandatory. So we click on company code segment, click on account management, click on required entries and click on save. Now you have created three account groups. What are the three account groups? ZUL1 is domestic, ZUL2 is national, ZUL3 is international. Understood? Okay. We'll go back and we need to create a number range. Create number ranges for vendor. The same path. The same path here. Create number range for vendor accounts. Click on this icon, watch icon. Okay, we are on the screen. What is that we are doing here? We are creating a number range for the account groups which we have created previously. How many account groups we have created? We have created three account groups with vendor account groups. Click on this, change intervals, give this. We need to create different kinds of number range. Okay. Create insert line, give Z1, 25,001. Check that this number is unique. What you are entering. It is not existing somewhere here. What is 21 to 27,000. Make this as external. Why we are keeping this external? Internally, it should not create its own number. This number is dependent on what? This number is dependent on whatever is generated by the BP. When the whatever number BP is generating, that number will be allocated to the vendor. Yeah. Okay. Click on here. Click enter. If it okay, it has been accepted. Now you create second number range Z2 25,000 27,001 to 29,000 and keep this as external. Click on enter. Click on okay 29,001 to 31,000. Click on what are the number ranges we have created? We have created Z1 for assigning it to domestic vendors. This is for national vendors and this is for international vendors. Okay, click on save. Now we have done with creating account groups and number ranges. Now we need to assign this to whom? To the account groups. This number range should be assigned to the vendor account groups. So The path is the same. Just below creating number range, it is assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Click on this option. You are on the screen. Do you have our account groups created? Yes. Go and check for ZUL. All this will be here. What is the number range that we have created just now? Z1, Z1, Z2. You can click on the from the option button also if you are not confident or sure. Click on save and click on. Now this is done. Now what are we creating now? We have completed 3 steps. We have created vendor account groups, we have created number ranges, and we assigned these number ranges to the vendor account groups. Now going back, save it. Going back, we need to create account groups for BP. What are the account groups for the BP and all those things we need to create? We need to create number range first for the BP role. For the BP role. Okay. This is IMG cross application products. The path. Then go to SAP business partner here. Now business partner, basic settings, number ranges and grouping. Number ranges and grouping. What we are doing the first step, we are creating a number range. Define number range. Okay. We are on the screen. This is number range we are creating for BP. Previously we have created for vendors. Click on this. What have we created? Okay. Click on new. Z1 25,001 to 27,000. Okay. Click on enter. Whether it is accepted? Yes. This number range is accepted. Click on Z2. The same we are creating. We are giving the same identification for the number range. Z1, Z2, Z3 previously, and here also the same thing. 27,001 to 29,000. Click on enter. We have created 2 number ranges. Create another one. Z3. Okay. 29,001 to 31,000. Make sure that it is a unique number and the same numbers we are creating before, and here also the same number range should be created, and the identification should also be same, so that it will be very easy for beginners to know about this. Okay. Click on enter. Everything accepted. See here. Z1, Z2, Z3 on 25,001 to 27,000, 27,001 to 29,000, 29,001 to 31,000. Click on continue. Save it. Done. Now go back. You're on the screen here. Okay. Now we need to create grouping and assign number ranges. Grouping and assign number ranges. Where we need to go? Define groupings and assign number ranges. The same path. Okay. Click on this. What we are doing here? We have created in the previous step number. Now we need to create what? Now we need to create grouping and assign this grouping to the number ranges. Go here and what you have created? ZUL1. Okay. Short name is what? Domestic vendor. For whom? Which company? Right. Description. Domestic vendors. Company code YUS8. Number range is what? Z1. It is showing here Z1. Okay. Now, what is the grouping? ZUL2. This is national Vendors for company code YUS 8. National vendors for which company? YUS 8. Why I am assigning this company code? It will be very easy for you to identify while creating the BP. ZUL3. Okay. International vendor for which company? YUS 8. International vendors for company code YUS 8. What is this we are assigning? Z3. Right? Enter. If there is any mistake errors, it will show up when you enter it. If you don't find any system is not throwing any errors, click on save. Continue. Now come back. Now we need to integrate. What we need to integrate? We need to integrate customer and BP. Customer vendor integration. Okay. With BP. What is the T code here? Here says cross application products, SAP business partners, SAP business partners, master data synchronization, customer vendor integration, business partner settings, settings for vendor integration, field assignment for vendor integration, assign keys, define number assignment for direction BP to vendor. BP to vendor. Okay. If we assign this, whatever number BP is generating, it will be assigned to the vendor. The same number will be assigned to the vendor. If you are keeping this define number assignment for direction vendor to BP, whatever vendor number is generated, it will be assigned to the BP. So we are selecting the first option. Okay, define number assignment for direction BP to vendor. Click on this option. Okay. Do we have anything like this in here? Groupings? No. We click on new entries. What is that we have created? Group GUL1. Okay. GUL1. Okay. We are telling the system that both these groups should have the same number. ZUL2. Select from the options. System will be there to help you at any cost. 80, 90%, up to 90% system is helping you in configuring the system in an accurate way. Z3, ZUL3. Okay, click on same numbers. Done. This is coming from where? First step we have created. This is the fourth step that we have created. Click on save and where don't forget to mention this as same numbers. Okay, flexible numbers, it will create a different numbers for vendor as well as BP. It is better that you keep the same number so it will be easy for you to identify in vendors as well as in BP. Click on save. Now we have configured 6 steps. First we have created vendor account groups. Second one is we have created number ranges. Third one is we have assigned the number ranges to vendor account groups, right? In the fourth step, we have created a number range for BP side. Then we have defined grouping and assigned number ranges for the BP side. Then we have done the CVI integration, customer vendor integration. And we are telling the system that whatever BP number is generated, the same number should be assigned to the vendor. Click on save. So all our 6 steps are done. Now we need to go ahead and create a We'll create all the three. We'll create three vendors for three account codes differently. Okay. What is the T code? We'll take another screen and we will go somewhere here. Okay, we will go here and click on slash and BP. What is the T code for creating BP? It is BP. Okay. On the first screen, you are on BP. What you have done? You need to click on organization. Click on organization. You are on the screen. Now select whatever you have done. What we have done? National vendors, or what we have done? Just make sure that whatever you have given, ZUL1, okay? Vendors, okay? All are vendors. Make sure in national vendors, domestic vendors, and all those things. D is where domestic vendors. This is vendors. Okay. Click on this domestic vendors. We'll make sure to change this. So that it will be very easy for you to understand what is that we are doing. YUS1. You change this on click and change this to vendor so that it will not back. Now it is very easy for us to identify. It is all vendors here. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go back, come out of the screen. Yes, then go back so that the changes what we have made, it can be applicable. Okay, slash n BP. My friends, with a cool mind, go through this. It's very simple to configure a BP vendor. Create BP, business partner. Click on this organization button. Then click on domestic. Domestic vendor, why it is appearing like this? We'll go there. We'll change it again. OBD3. It is all vendors. We'll put Z here. Z save. We'll put Z here so that it will be identified Z what we have created. Z. Now go back to the screen. Come out of the screen again. BP. Click on organization. Select domestic. Domestic vendors. Okay. Select the company, whatever it is company. Okay. IBM International Consulting. Give anything. Okay. Give this as IBM. 1, 2, 3 streets. Give the street. Fourth cross near MG Road. Metro. Okay. 0030 560030 Bangalore, and it is in India. It is region 10. Go down, take your time. This is the first time you are doing this. Take your time and do it English. Okay. The other thing, other fields that are here is not that important. This is the first configuration we are doing here. So click on enter. Okay. Now address is created, everything is created. Everything what we have created is done. Okay. This is for what? This is for BP. Click on save. Business partner 25,001 is created. Did we tell that it is number is 25,000? No, it is picking up from what we have assigned it to the BP. Now, after this number is generated, okay, make sure to click on switch between display and change. Click on this. We have created here. Switch on. Switch between display and change. Okay. Then go here. Select what this BP is, what this business partner is. Is it what he is doing? Okay, landlord with vendor, or what partner, business partner with vendor account. Okay, click on this. Anything you need to, as per your requirement, as per your specification, you can do it. Okay, click on this. Now the same data is coming for the vendor 25,001. Okay, nothing to do in the other screens. It's not that important initially for a beginner. Just go and verify what are the fields available in each of the tabs. Then when you are gone all through these tabs, come back to the first tab, click on company code data. Click on company code data. Now it is showing company code data 171010. But this is not our company for which we are creating this vendor. So we need to change the company code. How to change this? Switch company code. Now the company code is vacant. Assign our company code YUS8 and click on enter. Right? Now the vendor number, it is showing external. Where did we keep this external? In the first step, it told it is external. Now what will happen? When we assign this number, we need to create syndicator's account in FS00 and assign it. Okay? Just assign this number. Now, when you click on enter, what will happen? A vendor is showing external number range. Okay, now click on enter. It is not showing anything. Click on save. It is generating the same number what we are, the business partner is having. See here, 25,001 and 25,001 here. Okay, the same thing. I will show it to you once again. Okay, we'll create one vendor. This is vendor which we have created. It is for domestic vendor. We'll create one vendor as a national vendor. Okay, it is saved. Now click on organization structure. What we need to do? The same thing. Domestic, instead of that, select national vendors. Where is national vendors? Here. Click on this national vendors. Okay, it is showing some error here. We have not given this details here. Wipro Consulting Services. Give the address. Okay. Give this as W is Wipro Consulting Services 1, 2, 3. Okay. Give the state the same. Just give the state near Silkport office ELLANDUR. Bellandur 560042. 560042. It is Bangalore. Country is IN and state is Karnataka. Okay. Select the language as English. Okay. What are we doing? We are creating a customer under national vendors. The number will be what? 29,001 to 31,000. The first number will be 29,001. Now click whatever you have done. It is accepted by the system. Click on save. We have created business partner 27,001. Okay. Now what we need to do? Select the role. Select the role. So before selecting the role, click on switch between display and change. Now after selecting this, we are finding some other things here. Click on this. Go to national, this one, select the vendor, whatever it is, vendor, manager with vendor, no, partner with vendor account. Okay, just click on this. There are additional tabs are coming here, general, here and here. Okay, what is it showing here? It is showing something special here. It is showing account groups, vendor account groups, use of Z. Okay, click on company code. Again, this company code is not belonging to us. We need to change the company code. How? We can go to switch company code button. Click on this. There is a blank box, company code YUS 8. Click on enter. Now recon account is there. Click on recon account. Now click on enter. 27,001. Okay. Here the BP number is 27,001. The same number should be assigned to the vendor. Click on save. See, the same number is generated, 21,000. Regarding this recon account, syndicators account, you need to create it using FS00 and put this recon account as what? You need to keep, I will show it to you, how you need to create and what are the prerequisites of creating syndicators account and linking. Okay. Just recon account, syndicators account is what? A liability. Go create this under balance sheet item, liabilities account, syndicators. Okay, keep here all the same except this one. Recon account for account type should be vendors. If you don't keep this as vendor, here this on the screen, this creator's account will not be appearing. It is mandatory that you assign recon account. Okay. If you have any complaints, any missing steps, please do inform me. Thanks for your time and for watching my video. Thank you very much. Bye.